Page 48, Etude. On the previous couple of pages they talk about cadences. There's all kinds of cadences in music, a lot more than what they're presenting there. You can go Google cadence, music cadence, and you can read all about them. It really gets involved. I found no use for them at all unless I'm going to improvise or compose. Then they come in handy. So I don't really care to go into them in too much detail. I'm sure there's plenty of videos on YouTube already that talk about music cadences. But I do want to talk about this etude. Now at the top of page 48, they're giving you some preparatory exercise and all that. And I'm like, I hate exercise. Let's go on. What we have here in this etude is simply a bunch of broken chords. Look at the right hand. If I take those first 3 eighth notes and play them all at the same time, it's here. It's a chord. Just one at a time. It's called a broken chord or an arpeggiated chord. And then the second measure, you take the first 3 notes here, it's a chord. That's all it is. And I'm just rolling here. I'm not trying to use the fingers, I'm just rolling, I'm transferring weight from one finger to another. And then next one. Isn't this fun? Did I mention this is in the key of E flat major? 3 flats. Second line, you're down here, just third measure of the second line, and down here. See, it looks weird when they start combining the notes of the 2 staves for one hand, because it's beamed together. Those last 3 eighth notes in the third measure of the second line, they're beamed together. Then the right hand's playing them. They just didn't want to use a bunch of ledger lines in the treble clef, so they just put the note down in the other staff. It's played the same. It doesn't affect how you play it at all. It's there. And then now, in the last measure, now they're using ledger lines. I'm thinking, okay, I mean, they didn't have, they could have put the G's down in the lower staff too. But it's just it's a choice of the music editor of where these notes are going to go. So again, it doesn't affect how you play it. So let's go down to the bottom. Last 2 measures, you're here, now you're here, and then here. And the left hand, it says LH over. The left hand's going to cross over and play that high E flat, the 18. The left hand, speaking of left hand, has chords also, half notes. I take the first 3 chords, it's an E flat 1 chord, an E flat chord. 1 chord in the key of E flat. I'll get there in a minute. Next 3 chords, next 3 notes, second line, first 3 notes, and then the second 2, that's a cadence, that's it. So much for the left hand, not a lot going on. And then you put it together, it's just a bunch of eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and common time. So you hear 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and play it all legato. Play it all. It's just really pretty. And it says moderato. It's up to you how fast you want to play it, because you could play something like this fairly quickly. Or you could play it really, really slow. You could make it a prelude to a church service or something. Really slow. It just doesn't matter. Depends on what mood you're in, because the idea is you want to play it emotionally anyway. So what mood are you in? You know, are you at a party and you've had a few drinks and then hey, have fun, or are you kind of ending? It's the end of the day, end of the night. You're winding down. It's up to you how you play it. The only pedal they have is in the last measure. I'm not going to bother to show it, but you can do that. You push the pedal down right after you play the whole note, and you lift the pedal up. When you lift up the E flat, the pedal and the hand comes up together. You could play this whole thing with pedal. I don't recommend it, but if you want practice a pedal, just legato pedal the whole thing and change it each time the chord changes. just at the beginning. I'm going to pedal the first measure, and then change it here because it's a different chord. Again, change it again, change it here. Every time the chord changes, you change the pedal. It's either every 2 beats or every measure, depending on what's going on. Well, they don't really have any phrases marked. These curved lines they have are all slurs. They're not phrases. They're just telling you to play those notes legato. A phrase is more like a musical sentence. And the left hand really kind of gets it. So if you'd like, you can put in phrasing simply by every 2 measures, basically. The whole note ends a phrase. So it's here, then lift up, a little silence there, and go on. Then lift up, just have a little, it's not all connected. If I play the first line all connected, it's this way. Etc. If I put in a phrase there, every 2 measures, a little silence, it's this way. So just a little bit of silence so you can tell it's a new thing. It's up to you which way you want to go, but experiment with this stuff. Have fun. Well, I'm going to play this slowly. If you'd like to play along, go ahead. I'm going to give me 4 counts. Now, dynamic wise, they say the first 2 lines are loud and the second 2 lines are soft, but you can experiment with the dynamics. You know, you can get a little louder and softer. You don't have to play it absolutely perfectly at that level all the time. Get emotional. What do you feel? The idea is first you learn the notes and the rhythms and all the mechanical stuff, and then you start getting into the music. What do you feel in this music? And that's the fun part. That's really what you're after. I hope that's what you're after. So many people, they go through these books. See, now you got me off on a rant. You shouldn't have done that. And they just, note after note, page after, yeah, I can play this. Now go on. Now I can play, yeah, this is good. Now I can play this. It's all mechanical. That's all they're thinking about is, can I play this note? Can I do this? They never really get into the music and get the emotional aspect. Oh, yes, this speaks to me. They did give the music. The music is trying to speak to you. You just got to listen, type thing. You know, I'm sounding really profound here, but it's so true if you just would. I went for years and years and never got into the music. I just had a ball. It was fun. Some of it was neat to listen to, but I never really got emotionally attached very, very often. Occasionally it happened. But when it happened by accident. I didn't make it happen. But you can let it happen. So we're going to go slow, so that might be a little harder to make it happen because I'm still working on mechanics here. So here we go. Right hand is here, left hand's here. If you don't want to put a thumb on black keys, adjust your fingering accordingly because you can do a 3-2 here if you want. It's up to you how you do that. 1, 2, ready and go, and.